Happy New Year! Welcome to Senior Moments. I'm Bonnie Weber. Thanks to your support, Senior Moments has been on the air for 17 years. I can't think of a better way to start the new year than sitting back, relaxing, and watching Senior Moments. Senior Moments covers events and activities at senior centers in the Ann Arbor-Ypsilanti area, such as the Ann Arbor Senior Center, Turner Senior Resource Center, the Pittsfield Senior Center, and the Ann Arbor Community Center. Also, the show provides valuable information for senior citizens on such issues as health, wealth, finance, and entertainment. The program premieres on the last Sunday of the month with reruns on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., Saturdays at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 5 p.m. on CTN Channel 19 for a month. Now sit back and enjoy the first Senior Moments show for 2019. Hello, welcome to Senior Moments. I'm Bonnie Weber. Today we hope to shed some positive light on a topic that many people face during difficult medical situations in their lives. We're very fortunate to live in Washtenaw County, which has excellent resources for medical in-home and residence care. Today we're going to talk about hospice care. What is it? How can it help you and your family? How is it paid for? And what are the options for both in-home and private facilities care? Joining us today is Kelly Errer. Kelly is the Market Director for Arbor Hospice. Welcome, Kelly. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So, hospice is a pretty big subject. So before we get started talking about hospice and what it is, can you just share with our audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
Your background, how you got involved with Arbor Hospice?
Sure. So I've been in hospice for about 13 years now, and I started out as a representative out in the field, just kind of educating the public about what hospice is, what the benefits are, and kind of moved my way up through there. And I love it. It's really important work that we do. And in my professional role, I wanted to do something during the day that was important to me, that was helpful for others. And so I thought, what's better than hospice care to be working in and helping shed some light on? So yeah, so I've been doing it for 13 years now, and I live here in Ann Arbor. So I feel like it's a big piece of my role in the community to help educate, people out there what services are available and what help they could get.
Thank you for sharing that. I've always felt that it takes a very special type of a person to have a career that involves hospice care and people, in the later stages of their life. And when you say that word hospice care, there can be some misunderstandings or people don't really know what it means. So can you kind of walk us through what is hospice care, who can get hospice care, and when it might be a good option for you?
Sure. I think that's a great question, and you're right. Hospice comes with some heavy connotations. It's a scary word for people to talk about, for people to hear. And so we like to talk about hospice is a form of health care. It's a change in focus when someone is has a life-limiting illness and they're seeking aggressive treatment. It's a change in focus from doing curative or aggressive therapy to more comfort care, symptom management. So I like to talk about it as you're changing roads. You're rolling down that road of treating your illness. You're receiving treatments, you're doing, whatever you need to do, and then it comes a point where you say, I've had enough, I think I'm ready to change my focus. I'd like to focus on my symptoms. I want to make sure I'm comfortable. And so hospice care is really that route you would take to receive care so that your symptoms are controlled, your dignity is there, you're maintaining the best quality of life for as long as you have left.
So who can get hospice care?
So anybody can receive hospice care. So again, you have to have a life-limiting illness, and there are some qualifications that you have to meet, some criteria. But any age, Arbor Hospice cares for any age, pediatric all the way through to seniors. So it really all depends on what's going on in your life and what kind of symptoms you have. There is a 6-month or less diagnosis that they have to be eligible for. So with someone's doctor and our hospice doctor, they would determine that and go from there.
Okay, so that kind of gives us a kind of an idea of what hospice is and who can receive it. One of the, I think, questions that people are a little confused on is, where do I get hospice care? I kind of have that from a personal. For when my mother was ill, my mother lived with my husband and I, and she wanted to spend her last days at home. She did not want to pass in a nursing home or in hospital. She wanted to be at home. But when the doctor said hospice care, that was the first thing that popped into her mind, is that she would have to leave her home. So where can you receive hospice care?
So hospice care can be received anywhere. Hospice is not a place, it is a service. So you can receive it anywhere you call home. So whether you are in an apartment house that you're living in, or your home you've lived in for 50 years, a nursing home, it really is wherever you are. And hospice can follow you. So in the case of your mother, it was important to her to be able to stay with you in your home. That is exactly what hospice is there meant to do, to provide care to her in the setting in which she wants to be in.
So what would have happened if, we started off, my mom was having hospice, but then her illness was manageable, but then all of a sudden it takes a turn for it's not really something that she felt comfortable having at home. Then what happens with hospice?
So our hospice team can help to determine whatever environment or place that would be most comfortable for her. So if her care needs got too high, we could look at a nursing home, we could look at assisted living. Arbor Hospice also has a residence in Saline that we could even look at as a possible placement. So really, it's that particular person's journey, and wherever that takes them is where we will follow.
So they would have that consistent care. No matter where they live.
That's right. We have some cases too where people want to go up north. They have family who live up in northern Michigan, so we could transfer to hospice teams up there to continue to provide care. So say it was really important to your mom to get back up to Traverse City or wherever, we could coordinate that. So we could get her there. She could continue receiving hospice care, and then as she comes back home, we could continue it here.
That's really I think that's very enlightening, because I don't think a lot of people realize that that it's your medical care.
That's right.
And really the focus is on just making sure that you're comfortable, you're able to do what you want to do, that type of thing, rather than seeking conventional care and trying to, go for the cure or for continued, treatments along that line. Because there were no treatments, for my mom. I mean, her primary care said, there's nothing more we can do for you. And so this is where if you want to change that focus now to spending, going up to Traverse City or visiting your kids. Or,
you're not spending your time in and out of the hospital or in and out of going to the doctor. Everybody comes to you in hospice. So we like to say that you have more control, you have more choices to be able to make about how you want this to go, how you want your journey to be.
And I know that would have been very comforting for my mother to have somebody come to her rather than trying to get her packed up and with her oxygen and her wheelchair and everything going to the doctor's office. So it's a very good option that I wish we would have been able to consider that a little bit more. So now we know kind of what hospice is, we know where you can receive it. We touched a little bit about some of the services. So Arbor Hospice, what are some of the services that you can get other than someone coming into your house to do, checking your blood pressure
Yep.
or, you know, checking on
Yep.
you. What else can you get?
So hospice care is driven by our hospice physician, and that's a medical director who will kind of oversee the case for our interdisciplinary team. So we have a team of people who will come out and care for, in your case, your mom, and so that is an RN, registered nurse.
Okay.
We have hospice aides. We have chaplains and grief counselors. We have volunteers. We have social work. We have massage and music therapists, people who will bring their pets in to provide some pet therapy. So it's a team of people who will really come out, and we're not only looking to take care of the person's medical needs and physical needs, but we're also looking to care for them emotionally, spiritually. There's a lot of things that go on as someone is nearing the end of their life. And so we're there, all of those different team members sort of provide a different layer or level of support to not only the patient, but to the family also. Being a caregiver for somebody on hospice is a big job. And so, hospice is there to really cocoon that family as well, to help educate them and feel supported on what's going on with mom or dad, and to feel like they, are getting some assistance and support as well.
So what kind of assistance and support can offer the caregiver?
The caregiver.
Yeah.
So we have respite available. A lot of people don't know that they could place their loved one, the patient on hospice, in a nursing home, so that the caregiver could receive some respite. Maybe it's just to take a day and go get your hair done, or go to the doctor yourself, or whatever it is that you need to do. But that's a monthly benefit that they could place their loved one into a nursing home to continue to receive hospice and get the care they need. But then that caregiver
Give them
can
kind
refuel.
of a break, or if they have to, maybe they have something in their life that they have to be away for a few days.
That's right.
And that's a big worry on
Yeah.
who's going to take care of, because they come into the home, but there's not somebody there 24/7
That's right.
like there is the caregiver.
That's right.
So it's very.
And we talk a lot about care for the caregiver. So, it's like, you can't care for others unless you continue to care for yourself. So we really try to help educate and support that caregiver so that they can continue to feel supported. We're not there to take the place of that caregiver. We're there to teach them how to continue to be able to take care of their loved one.
All I know is when my husband and I were taking care of my mom, one of our challenges was respecting my mom's wishes, because she wanted to stay home. I wanted to turn her in a hospital. She was determined she wanted to stay home. So that was one of the hardest things for me to do. So having someone to be able to talk to and tell you, you're okay.
Yep.
You're doing the right thing.
Or just to be a listening ear.
Yeah, just to have someone that you could bounce something off of to say, is this safe?
Yep.
Is this okay for me to do? Things like that.
Yes.
That's very important for, to keep that caregiver mentally and physically healthy so that they can take care of that person.
That's right. Yeah.
So now we've kind of talked about, what is hospice and what kind of services, and where you can, wherever you are, you can receive it.
That's right.
The next one is, how is it paid for?
Yeah.
Most folks are familiar with, they've got their, their private insurance card, or their Medicare card, or their Medicaid card, or if they don't have anything, they pay for it cash. So how does hospice fit into that world?
So hospice is paid for by Medicare, Medicaid, and a lot of different private insurances. And so it's the care, it's the medical equipment, and the medications and supplies that we would be providing. So and that's what the majority of the people that we work with have. It's really important to know that, because I think a lot of people think, oh, that's too good to be true, or what's the out-of-pocket cost for me, that kind of thing. But it's truly a benefit for all of us. We all deserve to be able to, access our Medicare or our Medicaid plans or our private insurance plans for this benefit. Now, the one thing that it does not cover, that I want to make very clear, because this is a kind of a confusing point, is the room and board or the rent. So say somebody is in a nursing home or an assisted living or something like that, hospice would not pay for the rent or the monthly lease amount or whatever. So that would still be between that person and the facility that they're living in. But
if they were home or in their own apartment,
Yep.
then the care that they receive falls under their
Correct.
either insurance or Medicare or Medicaid.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And Medicaid does have some private room and board insurance coverage as well. But that team of people that we talked about, the nurse, the social worker, the aide, the volunteer, all of those people are all covered under that hospice benefit through Medicare, Medicaid, or the insurance.
And you know, I know our show, we could be talking about this for hours.
Yep.
We could sit here and talk about this. And then of course it all depends on the patient and the person and the family and their situation. So, I mean, it has to really be really individualized on you. What's your situation? What are your wishes? Where do you want to go? What kind of insurance do you have? So if someone, you know, watching the show today says, you know, I really want to explore this a little bit more, like you said, we didn't realize all of these benefits. Where can someone call? How can they reach out to you?
They can always reach out anytime to us. I think what another misnomer out there is anybody can make a referral to hospice.
Okay.
You don't have to wait for your doctor to mention it to you. You don't have to wait, you know, for somebody at the hospital or, you know, at the doctor's office to talk to you. If you in your heart think, you know what, I don't want to go to the hospital anymore, or I would just like to get some more information, you can reach out to Arbor Hospice anytime. Our website is arborhospice.org. You can reach us at our 800 number, which is 888-992-CARE. CARE.
Okay.
And we have representatives who can come out and just chat and talk. Part of our mission at Arbor Hospice is to provide education. We want people to know and be informed about what is out there, what's available, what hospice truly is, so that when the time does come, they're better informed and they can make a better decision. So anytime, if there's no obligation, if somebody says, you know, I just want to get some more information and just kind of learn about it, we're happy to send somebody out just to have a talk.
So I think one of the hardest things is to get the conversation started. I think it's, you know, I think sometimes children don't want to hear from their parents saying, you know, hey, we have to sit down and have a serious conversation. We've had on the show Terry Bertram, who is for senior advocacy and talking about the legal documents that you all have to have in place and everything. But to get that conversation going about medical care, what it is I want, you know, like my mom, I do not want to go to the hospital. So if you know, if a child wants to, you know, an adult child wants to give you a call just to say, you know, can I just come in and talk about the situation with my mom or my dad or my aunt or my uncle, and just to get myself up to speed on what, before I even talk to them, because I don't want to misspeak.
Yes.
You know, I think that's a fear too. They don't want to misspeak.
Sure.
Or the other way around. Someone calls you and says, you know, I keep trying to talk to my kids and I keep hitting a brick wall. You know, and I've had people tell me that once they get it in place, it's just a relief. They know that their
it's like
wishes,
a sigh.
yes, their wishes are known.
Yep.
Their kids know what they want, you know, and now they can just enjoy their time.
And that's
rather than worry.
That's one of the things we hear the most is, I wish I would have done this sooner. It's one of the hardest calls to make, to pick up that phone and call and say, okay. But once they do it, and once they realize what it really is, then they say, oh, I wish I would have done this so much sooner.
You know, when people are, it's so sad when, you know, maybe the last week of their lives, or, you know, they finally think they go to hospice, where they could have been months before and had much more comfort care and, you know, focus on enjoying their last days rather than going back and forth or worrying or fretting over it, when there's so much resources available here for us. And
Arbor's been around for over 30 years, so I think it's really important for everyone to, you know, it's a personal journey for everybody to make their own decision on when, you know, they're ready to do this, and they have to be, you know, okay with it in, you know, in their heart too. That's one of the things, that's one of the criteria to signing on to hospice is wanting to do it.
Yes.
So, you know, it really is, it's everybody's individual choice on when it's the right time for them in their, you know, in their heart. And so, you know, that's exactly, again, why we're here to help, them start thinking about an advance directive, giving resources on how to do that, where to get the paperwork, how to get it filled out, and even how to bring it up to their son or daughter who isn't interested. And I don't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear it.
Right.
Mom, you're going to be here forever.
Right.
I don't want to hear it.
Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe
Yes.
it's a son or daughter who is thinking, I would like to, make sure that we're prepared so that if and when mom or dad does have a decline, we know what to do.
Yeah. Well, my mom passed 7 years ago, and I wish I would have known about hospice then, because I was in the dark.
Yeah.
I kind of was like along the line of my mom. It's at the end, the last days rather than the beginning of a new journey.
Yep.
And I think the quality of her life, I think it might have been much more enjoyable than how we actually went down that last path. So our time is just about running out. Like I said, I could sit here and talk with you for hours on this subject. I'm very passionate about it. But is there anything else you would like to share again with the audience? Maybe that telephone number again.
Sure. Yeah.
And anything else you'd like to
Sure.
share?
So, I guess I will just say, don't hesitate to reach out. If you have any inkling about wanting to know more, we're always happy to come out and do talks. We're actually going to be at the Pittsfield Senior Center in the springtime to do a presentation, and we love getting out and spreading the good word about hospice and what it is. So arborhospice.org is the best way to reach out. There's ways you can, type in your name if you'd like some more information, or if you just want to, fact gather and look for, there's pictures of our residents, there's testimonials on there, there's all sorts of good information about hospice and when is it the right time, and all of the things that we covered today. How is it paid for? Where can you receive it? All of that is on our website. Or you can always call our 888 number. It's 888-992-2273. So either way.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming today. I hope our show today helps people, start that conversation and exploring a little bit more to see what options are out there for them.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I hope you found today's show of Senior Moments interesting and informative. I'm Bonnie Weber. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful new year.